Oh, it's a dog. Oh, it's your neighbour.
You see, you can't hear it. Stupid
No,
cunt
you
dog.
can't normally hear it.
Stupid cunt dog. He's got two now. Like he couldn't stop the first one barking to. But I have another one.
First C bomb instantly.
Is that a thing?
Uh,
Do you lob them in people's garden?
Sometimes. I've got a friend of that. I call F bomb.
Oh, C bomb. Sorry, I thought you said seed bomb. I'd heard of seed bomb. I didn't know you meant cunt. I honestly did get confused. It's two. Before the lights are up, darling. You've already said cunt twice.
Who's in chat?
Who's in chat? We've got Gareth, Bob, Johan, Andy. Already done that. Jake, Bob. Bob's hearing voices. Can you hear a dog barking? Patrick Piles in. Yes.
Piley.
We got bets on. I hear voices, says Bob. Can you hear a dog? Tony Parkinson, the Parkster, is here.
Parking bomb.
Yeah, who else? Anyway, Johnny S. Missed him out. He snuck in there after Bob Clark. Yeah, the J to the S. Russell Blair. He's covered from his birthday. He had a ball and a birthday. It's been a hell of a week.
Right, they can definitely hear us.
Yeah, they can. They hear
us.
Let's do it. We're going to drink that feels like pain for the week.
Welcome to the new Ohm Show, episode 84. Thank you much for tuning in. Good to see everyone in chat and all that stuff.
Yes.
John's with me.
I forgot to talk. Yeah, hello, mate.
Yes, excellent stuff. It's going to be an absolute humdinger of a show. We're
going to
talk about vaping stuff. We're going to talk about movies.
Like it. I like a movie. Do that. John Knott sent you £1.99.
I don't even know how he's managed to do that. I have that turned off. But thank you.
Another 4 Carlsberg for you.
You can't even get them for that price these days. Yeah, it's going to be a belter. We do have some new stuff to show. We've got some actual news. We're going to talk about the world. We'll talk about movies probably, if we want that stuff. All that good stuff.
Don't give them the giveaway.
And yeah, we'll see what's been going on our Facebook group and all that stuff probably as well.
Sounds like a plan. I'm just trying to get up some current news. Oh,
good idea. I usually do that. So, what are you drinking? What are you vaping, John? How's the back? Have you told everyone about the back?
I don't know. I
don't think you have.
I actually don't know. Probably not. I'll then know that.
You showed your walking stick off.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, that might just be confusing for some people. I'm still banging the Surinair mod, which is pretty good. I've got a different flavour in there this time that I still can't tell you about. But it's nice. It's still 50 milligram. Kind of goes everywhere with it now. And I've got the 16 mil Doir on top of the no, it's not on the Sunbox Aspire mix. I do like silent vapes. I've got I'm drinking a Mosaic Pale Ale right now from Hadnam's. That Andrew, who drops them off at the shop for me, and I've got a couple of Life and Deaths as well to spice it up a bit afterwards. Yeah, I've got sciatica, but it's not in my back per se. It's effectively in my bum. Well, it's my sciatic nerve is trapped under my spine, but not
all the way from there all the way down, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's not it's not the spine. That's the one to worry about. That's really dangerous. Is your spine, but it's called syndrome. But it's trapped underneath my spine on the left-hand side, and I can barely walk. So I've been walking with a stick. Today I started some new drugs. How's the resistamine, which is going to be quite good. and I'm gonna seeing how it goes. Anyone who's I know, well, it's like 1 in or 2 in 10 people have had sciatica, so I'm sure there's people who've had it in the chat. It is horrifyingly fucking horrible. I never really knew what it was. I thought it was, there was a little bit of me that thought it was a bit of like COVID-y, because I had really achy feet from having COVID last year. For about 3 weeks after I had COVID, I had really achy feet, which turns out is a thing that I didn't know. That was literally nothing to do with it. I just have got sciatica. So
I remember a friend bought a sports car, and he's quite tall, and he got it from that.
Oh, what? Just
sitting in a car that was too small for him.
Yeah. That was probably the same place as well. It's probably, it's like behind your arse cheek. Basically, is it just as it kind of goes past your pelvis? That's what it is, and it kind of goes fucko.
I think it's also he didn't take the time to set the chair up perfectly for him.
Oh, okay.
It's not impossible for a tall person to have a sports car. It's just he didn't sort it out.
I have to sit bolt upright everywhere now. It's really weird because I'm very much a sloucher and very much like feet up on anything. And now, no, I'm not allowed to do that. So, yeah.
Sometimes they tell you to have your feet up, don't they?
Well, you can't do anything because it's the weight of your leg causing the pain. So it doesn't nothing. Have you ever done your shoulder? It's the worst fucking thing ever. Because you can't take the weight off because it's your shoulder. So if you you can kind of do that number with a sling to take the pressure off. But apart from that, frozen shoulder, that's what it's called. That's the same pain, but if you imagine that radiating from your arse cheek to your calf, that's about it. It's like a nummy, horrible ache. There you go. Apex Predator, I feel you. My sciatica makes my hip numb and my arse hurt like a motherfucker. Yeah. I had a nurse stop me in a shop yesterday to tell me I must stop walking around because I'm going to do some serious damage to myself.
Well, you can, yeah, you can. You see, if you're limping and using a walking stick and things like that, you can make it worse.
Yeah, and hoofing your back over. She was like, you can't walk around with your back like that. I can't do anything else. So, yeah. Yes. What are you drinking? What are you vaping, young sir?
Right. Drinking, starting with a Carlsberg Export.
You that
Lovely.
face.
Lovely. It's like the green one, but even posher, isn't it?
I don't like it. I prefer the green one.
Oh, okay.
I think it doesn't have that. I think the extra alcohol gives it a bit of a fruity taste kind of thing. I don't really like.
Okay.
Yeah. I've got a friend who loves Export, never drinks Carlsberg.
Yeah. And then after that, a lovely beer that you sent me.
Yeah. What are those? 5%, aren't they?
Yep. Yeah, they've been very clever with this because obviously Hebden began sort of having their own breweries and being in other people's breweries, and a lot of these craft companies, before the last sort of year or so, if anyone gets a lager, that's just lost money, really.
Yeah.
Do you know? Because they never had a lager before. So to produce one and produce it in a way that a lager drinker would still like it and still choose it over the mainstream ones.
Yeah, well, a lager drinker
have a bit of something as well.
Said to me, recommended that is their favourite lager.
Yeah, because it stayed true to all the lagerness, but they've put a bit of goodness in it as well.
That's good. Yeah, because I think those lager-ishes aren't that good. I don't think. What's that one? Who does one? Someone does one. Brewdog. I don't like theirs.
Brewdog do one, and
Lost Lager.
It hasn't quite treaded the line, has it?
No, it goes too well. It's not quite crafty, and it's not quite a lager, so you end up with that weird bullshit thing.
Yeah.
Thing is quite good. The Adnams do a lager. I can't remember what it's called. Hoppy lager or something like that. That's all right. Actually.
I sort of drink Ghost Ship like lager. A bit.
Yeah, it is like lager. Let's be fair.
So there's a bit of that. And then vaping on the K-Phone, on the Reaver, a little old bit. There's a bit of a flashback. I've got some of this in it.
Where's that? I can see.
Thin Lady.
Oh, right.
They're one good flavour that they've built an entire empire on. Yeah, it's still a pretty good vape. You know, I just happened to find it in my glove box, and I thought, oh, I might as well use that. So I stuck that in, and it's still a good flavour. As much as we don't like the company very much,
They're
it's a good
arseholes.
flavour. Yeah, it's a good flavour.
Yeah, yeah, and so many people have made so much money off that flavour, them included, but a lot of people as well.
Yeah,
I assume it's the lemon tart.
Yeah,
It's the best thing we ever did.
It's the lemon something, whatever. Then I've got the Pulse 2. The Pulse 2, back to regulated squonking for some reason. Going on top. And in there I've got the Gaffer from the Orchard Vapor.
What's that? Tobacco?
It's just custard.
Oh, okay.
Just straight plain custard. They do a line of these, the Gaffer, and then there's like custard orange, custard strawberry, but this one's just the vanilla one.
Nice.
And then I've got Sweet Pea from justadnick.org.uk
Nice.
in the Dead Rabbit. And
that's a nice setup. That like that.
Yeah, it's dual 21
I like it.
and 60 watts. So
It lasts.
You're pumping it out, it does last. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like it.
And very durable. Yeah, it's grown on me a lot, that mod. So that's all right. That's the Matt Cully mod. I forgot what it's called. Gua 21, I think. So that is that.
12 minutes. That is the shortest we've ever managed that. We're going to have to really bring out the news.
Real world news, non-vaping news. John, what's caught your eye? Obviously, we've just had restrictions announced in the UK, haven't we?
I think the other interesting one is Allegra Stratton, the Prime Minister's press secretary, who's now quit. I really thought it's just ridiculous. It's a scapegoat. I don't think she did anything. I really don't. I think that's a joke. She's not at a party. She's talking about something in a rehearsal with the camera on. I don't see a problem with it. I don't think she did anything. And saying, like, how many times have you told a joke about COVID? I mean,
yeah,
you do. I don't think she did anything. I think the party is the problem. I don't think talking about the party is the problem.
I think it's workplace banter, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought that was a bit wanky. I wonder when my wife
it
said
depends if she was asked to resign or whether she just was so ashamed of herself that she felt.
I think she was probably asked to. I mean, she's not. She worked there. She's not a member of the party.
Have you seen her video?
Yeah. But I really felt bad for her.
Mortified, wasn't she? Yeah, I know what you mean. It was a bit of a storm in a teacup. It doesn't even kind of blatantly admit it. It's all just nonsense. Sort of chuckling about it all, and yeah.
And I don't even. And what? Even if she'd have said, I don't know. She could have said, because you're only looking for camera angles and stuff like that. What do we say before the camera as well? When we're on before the live, we say things that we'd never say on the fucking
nonsense.
camera.
Yeah. And also,
that's why I record them all.
Who are these people roaming around with these cameras recording these things?
Well, that was clearly the camera, and that's somebody. I mean, the how it leaked, I think, is really not that important because it's a piece of it now. But that's just an email attachment. You just send it to yourself. Might need that later. I'm going to take that.
I think it was. It's not her head that should roll as such. But it is what it is, you know.
Could you imagine firing the camera installer in that? Do you remember when Matt Hancock was done for feeling up his new girlfriend in the office, and it was all about social distancing rather than fucking around with his wife, which again is whatever. But the equivalent is firing the guy who installed the camera. You know, getting him to go, I feel really ashamed of what I did. I shouldn't have put the camera there. It was really wrong.
Yeah. No,
it's like, it doesn't make any sense at all.
No, I agree. Obviously, the new restrictions, I haven't really got my head around them. Masks are now by law, aren't they?
Yeah, they were. And now they're theatres, cinemas, pubs. Is it?
Yeah, more places, yeah. So we're back to if you're off to the loo at the pub, put your mask on.
And vaccine passports with crowds over 500.
Yeah, so proof you've been vaccinated.
Which you can get it on your phone. You just use the NHS app on your phone. It's just a code, QR code or whatever.
And work from home if you can.
Yeah. I don't think it's far enough, and they've already said they're going to address it again. Is it 8 days they've given themselves?
Something like that, yeah. Obviously, everyone's dreading
the next one.
Yeah, everyone's dreading their Christmas plans going up in smoke, aren't they? But
yeah, we haven't made any.
You know?
Well, we've got one, which is if there's no COVID in my wife's hospital, then we'll take a lateral flow test on the day and then go and see my mum.
Yeah.
She had Christmas on her own last year. She's not on her own this year. My stepdad's back, but hopefully we can do that. But we've already decided. My sister-in-law's pregnant, in like her second trimester, and Shelley can't really be around her. Sorry, my wife, because she's in case they've had a COVID patient come in and we don't know, and it's not showing on a test. You don't want to be that. I said this to someone today. They said, "Oh, are you going to do all that stuff?" And why would you do that? And I said, "It's just about harm to others." And they went, "What do you fucking care? That'd be uncomfortable next Christmas." Do you remember what happened last Christmas? Oh, well, we came in and killed an unborn child. Yeah, I do remember. Oh, what are we like?
Yeah.
Anyway, who's got the quality streak? It'd be really weird.
Yeah. Anything else caught your eye?
It's kind of a. I like. Well, Omicron. The maths is a bit weird on Omicron.
Yeah.
I think it's going to get out of hand really, really fast. The lady I quite liked, German.
Pfizer are saying it's now good against Omicron.
They're not. If you read it flat, they're not. Fuck no. They're saying that your T cells will hopefully take a hold of it. It's quite. Thingy stepped down, hasn't she? Angela Merkel. She's quit.
Yeah.
She's finished a 16-year reign as the Chancellor of Germany. I always quite liked her. I've got a soft spot for Angela Merkel. I thought she was okay.
Yeah.
A lot more sensible than
as bad as the guy they had in the 30s.
He's a real wanker, wasn't he? A lovely little moustache though. So
he always a looker.
Yeah, styled it out.
That's not enough, is it?
No.
His name's Boris, all style, no substance.
Today, I like it. Do you know what my favourite thing about Bojo is? Because he clearly owns the same suit in different sizes, and depending on how shit he's doing, he gets a different suit.
There's a new school of thought that lefties should stop calling him Boris.
I don't do that. I do that on this, and I never do that off this.
Yeah, Johnson.
I always call him Johnson or Boris Johnson or Boris. Because I was published Captain Dipshit. Somebody liked the moniker I'd given him and made a notebook cover, and they're making money off that on Amazon. And it's called Captain Dipshit, and they've dressed him up as that. I don't call him that because we never called anybody else. We wouldn't have called Tony. We would have gone, "Hey, Tony, stop invading Iraq, you mental case." Yeah.
Dave.
Dodgy Dave.
Dirty Dave.
He's Yorkshireman, wasn't he?
Cameron?
No, the chap who called Cameron Dodgy Dave. I can't remember his name.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, so that's that then. Vaping news.
Oh, vaping news.
Let's look at the vaping world of news.
Let's look at the vaping world of news. Oh, so it's kind of the first message I sent. Ignore it, and I'll go back to it. It'll be the second one, if that makes any sense.
Well, you start reading it, and I guess.
Oh, okay. This is going to be Yahoo. Yahoo. No, it's not.
What's the subject?
Hold on. No, we're going to go with the first one I sent you. Because we talked about this last week. This was about the DNA change. This is in The Conversation. Does vaping really damage DNA and increase the risk of cancer? This was the study that came out of America that I spoke about last week. That was a very small study, and it was all over the place. Someone said, basically written an article, always saying what I said, and I just quite like it. Vapers experience DNA changes according to a recent paper published in Nature, and the changes are similar to those seen in smokers, although much less pronounced. Crucially, this evidence was based on a few people by examining changes in their DNA at a time of the analysis, similar to creating a snapshot image without considering any potential future change in vaping or smoking behavior. The study does not provide real-world evidence of vaping-associated ill health in humans. And the weird thing they did is, as you said this before.
So this is debuffing it.
Yeah, debunking. The last time we've spoken about this. The problem when you do this is you're always generally studying ex-smokers. So did these changes happen because they were vaping or because they are ex-smokers? Because you didn't have them before. You're just looking at the after or the during. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It says here, as an outcome of this analysis, somewhat buried in the paper, is that the damaged genes in smokers was about 7.4% higher than that in vapors. So what this study finds is what we already know. Vaping is not completely risk-free, but is much less risky than smoking tobacco. So like it's that thing of at its worst, it's seven times better for you, or not as bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's just this.
I just thought it was interesting.
We just do some real science, please.
Yeah, I would really.
Someone do large sample, long study.
Yeah,
real science, no agenda.
I want to see like 300,000 people over 3 years, or something, and then I think I'd give a shit. But apart from that, not really.
And that's like we would say that.
Yeah, but that's what I always told vapors off for as well. Is stop cheering good news. You have to tear it apart as much.
It kind of is what's needed.
Mm.
It is easy for us to say that, but it is what's needed, really.
Yeah. Darren Fuller mentioned the article we spoke about a few weeks ago. Causes erectile dysfunction as well, apparently. This is complete nonsense. They got that down to
that one is particular nonsense.
1 in 2. It's like, what? No. Much less.
Yeah.
They didn't take anything into account. Weight, nothing. It was mental.
Yeah, that was deliberately poor.
Yeah. We're going to go with
that last week. If you missed it, check it out.
Yahoo! This is going to lend... I've got a theory. Anyway, this is Yahoo Finance. British American tobacco boosted by vaping demand as customer numbers rise. British American tobacco, BATS, saw an influx of 3.6 million customers in the first 9 months of the year, more than 2020 as a whole, thanks to a rise in demand for its vaping, heated tobacco, and oral products. Now, we know that the only product approved currently by the FDA nationwide is the Vape. And there's no coincidence in this. So it can be sold anywhere. So the company which owns such brands as Lucky Strike, Pall Mall, and Camel said more people switched to its Vuse vaping and Velo oral nicotine ranges, which is like a tobacco-free snus, as a healthier alternative to tobacco. This brought the non-combustible user base to 17.1 million. Oh my fuck, that's worth a lot. It maintained its full-year profit and sales forecast for the year, expecting...
I don't mind.
No, well, I haven't got... I've never had a... I just don't want to promote it. I'm happy to diss them and say, go somewhere else. If it's that or nothing, then do that. I don't care.
And for all we know... people move on to better stuff, don't they?
Yeah.
I'm sure people will check out an Elf bar or a Geek bar or afterwards,
Yeah. They're expecting to hit $6.6 billion per year revenue by 2025. 4 years away, which I think is quite interesting, especially with
And it's a lot of repercussion as well, if you think about it, because it's showing promise in their business, therefore they might invest more, they might put more into it, more promotion, more lobbying. Well,
I think they've got a really good chance at getting this government contract for the vaping on prescription.
Yeah.
Sell carts, that's what the government want. It's a closed system. That's what the government want.
Yeah.
It looks within their terms of groovy, cool thing. So I think it's going to... They do like stuff like that, don't they? As soon as somebody says, come on, guys, this one's looking cool, it's going to look like shit. It does look like shit, but fuck it.
Oh, Mark Hauser's come up with a blinding joke. We were talking about DNA earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark Hauser said, my genes get damaged from wiping my 510.
That's pretty good.
See what he did.
Did he do it with a G? He did it. That'll be the only thing, Mark. It's pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Vaping 360 goes back to something I was talking about last week as well. which is China. We don't know what they're doing. They're starting to regulate vaping products as
Hmm.
tobacco products. So the headline of the article is, will China's tobacco regulators outlaw refillable vapes? Which would be quite weird.
I
Soon,
could see them doing this,
yeah, I mean, then they can tax it like brilliantly.
But I don't even know if there'll be that much opposition from the industry because they quite like them as well. Watofo have done one, Smog have done one.
Would it lend to more creativity in the rest of the world, though? Because if everything was non-refillable, wouldn't we back to where we started and people would start doing stuff again?
Yeah, quite possibly. And I don't think in the hobbyist vaping scene or the advanced vaping scene, I don't think China are a player as a consumer anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you sometimes see Watofa do an RTA clearly aimed at Eastern Europe or clearly aimed at Germany and Holland and, big steel wicks and things like that. When do you ever see a product released aimed at a Chinese RTA fan? Or you never see it, do you?
No.
So I don't think they're a major player in our area anyway. So I don't think it'd have a sort of visual effect on advanced vaping.
I do think it would. I think there's a chance that it might drive innovation, but they're not talking about export, so we'll see. Anyway, it says soon after announcing that vaping products will be regulated by the State Tobacco Monopoly Administration, the Chinese government has begun to assert control over the industry. There is concern that the US and European vaping markets could be negatively affected if China's new rules are applied to export products. Last week, a draft of rules were issued that required manufacturers to meet mandated production and design standards before being registered with the monopoly. Companies must then obtain a license, proving they have sufficient funding for legal production and a facility that meets required standards. The Monopoly Authority also said it will create a unified national electronic cigarette transaction management platform that licensed wholesalers and retailers must sell through.
Yeah, it won't stop them exporting, like saying.
But there's quite a few companies that must be shit themselves, who are big wholesalers out of China too.
Yeah, and then it says, I've just noticed this up. It's a small executive told Filter the draft regulations mandate that devices must be closed systems. Sort of just explaining it, but he didn't have an opinion on it.
No.
But they're obviously talking about it. But unless it's the reason it might work is for them is I don't think they'll be outraged. I think the Chinese manufacturers will go okay.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to push back against it. We'll see.
I hope that doesn't. The one problem when a country introduces something like this is other countries copy it.
Yeah, because it's easier to trade with them, isn't it? That's the reason it happens. It's because it makes trade freer both ways.
Malaysia go, that's a good idea, and then they do it, and they are a big hobbyist market, and that'd be devastating.
Yeah, someone like Thailand though, it could get them to take off the vape brakes and let people vape because they don't care as long as they can tax it in units, which is just what it does. So that's quite good. The last one is from 9. It just says, this is from Baton Rouge, LA. Researchers are finding out, this just reminded me of Quitting Spokey. Researchers are finding out that more young adults have been struggling with mental health since the start of the pandemic. Since then, more teens have picked up vapes to help them. And officials have created a tool to help them. It's one of those. Since 2015, use of e-cigarettes among the youth has increased and has actually tripled among Louisiana youth. So the idea is an app, because they say the kids are basically on their phones 24/7. Anyone who's aged 13 to 17 can use the live vape tool by texting vape free. From then, they will have access to a quick coach who can provide guidance to help you along your journey. Firstly, they'll identify what you really need to quit, tips and strategies, and figuring out what triggers you. And then they'll send you fun games, little quizzes, to keep your mind busy and stop you vaping. It sounds like the most cool thing ever. I don't think he'll do anything.
I don't like that.
It's just a stupid text bot, isn't it? Somebody, I was taking a piss out of somebody online the other day because they were anti-vax, and one of the things was a screenshot on their profile where the NHS sending the reminders. It said, "Hi, you don't seem to have got yourself vaccinated yet," and they'd replied, "I'm not getting vaccinated. I'm not a sheep." That's just a bot. That's not a person. That's not Julie in an office. Go, oh, Michael's feisty. No, it's shit. It didn't go anywhere at all.
Hey, what kid's going to do that as well?
No
if
one.
they're not allowed to do it and the parents don't approve, who's going to start texting people that they're doing it?
Yeah. Could you imagine doing that? Like, you were going to go, like, so he goes, "Hey, Richard, you coming out to smoke a Lambert Butler behind the bins?" "No, guys, I've joined Don't Smoke, Be Cool. Check it out. I'm doing a quiz."
I just ring my vape coach.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm just
Lambert.
going for a vape. Hold the line, I'll put your parents on. What? No, don't do that.
What are you doing, Richard? Why are you there? Turn camera on, you little twat. No.
Who's that guy? Oh, just some guy in his 50s that I keep ringing. Yeah, I don't like the sound of any of that.
It's such a shit thing. I really, really do like it.
And they're going to waste money on it, and it sort of justifies this stigma around teen vaping. Just let them get on with it.
Yeah, because they'll stop or they won't. It just doesn't matter. That always, when I had girlfriends
It's fucking harmless.
years ago who used to whine at me for smoking, it just made me worse. Then I was like rebellious, like, yeah, you don't fucking like it. Well, I'm too cool for you then. Fuck off. It just didn't do anything. It was just a side effect of smoking was hearing a whiny voice.
Yeah.
My wife is the only person
I always had the anxiety.
Never had a go at me. About what?
Sort of smoker's anxiety. Die. Yeah, killing. I'm killing myself.
Yeah, yeah.
Doing this is stupid. Carrying on.
Give it half
while smoking. Thinking,
yeah. So when the old smoking advert came on, you went, "Oh, I do fancy one."
Oh yeah, but again, it was my whole smoking life was riddled with thinking this is bad. It does spoil it a bit.
Yeah, but I think humans whining at me made it worse, and it still comes up as well. Like the thing that I do find quite good now is you can go into the doctors and whatever your problem you've got, and they go, "Are you smoking?" And you get no. Yeah, you got to deal with it. You're like, because I said my leg feels like it's going to fall off, and then she went, "Are you smoking?" No. But I did. That was my funny answer this week. She said, "How's your weight?" And I said, "I think the technical term is slightly chubby." And she went, "That is the medical term." Cuddly.
That was her little joke.
Yeah, she just agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, but she was playing along.
She was playing along. I liked that. It was funny.
Yeah, we like that. We like that.
That's it with the news. Really, what did you say?
That is it for the news. I think we should show some new stuff.
Let's do it.
And then we'll just have top bands.
Top bands.
After with the serious showing of.
Oh yes, there's a Christmas John and Nori as well. I've got one of those.
There's all sorts coming up. Stay tuned. You're gonna have to pull up the feed.
I'll put up the feed. Put up the feed. Right. I've got the old feed.
Right. I should point out at this point, the new stuff section that we used to do is dead.
It's dead.
Over half of the major vaping Instagram accounts have shut down, and even when they're not, it's pods and AIOs and all that boring stuff. So it was a mix of not getting any of the stuff we used to get shown. Half of the accounts don't work, so they don't have the pictures, and they're not releasing very much stuff at the moment anyway. So we're just cherry picking now. We've just got actual things worth showing on here. The first one is this. Now,
you must have been moist.
Yes, I'm a big fan of ePhoenix, and they have announced that this is their new tank. Now, I don't know too much about it. I think they're deliberately teasing it.
I think they heard you because you were saying this the other week. You were like,
yeah, what happened to these guys?
What happened to these dudes?
They started making fancy mods and stuff, but their true home was always tanks, wasn't it? Yes, so now my understanding is, and chat can correct me, that this is going to be the Hurricane 1.4. Now,
One
there is
point-
there is a Hurricane V2,
Right.
but I think what they're saying here is this is staying true to their original tank, and therefore it's an improvement on that.
Because there was
So
a
it's-
1.3, wasn't
Yeah, there was a 1.3. That was the very, very, very popular one.
there? Right.
So this is 1.4, so it's an iteration of the
I honestly think I'm up for this as well. I saw it and I thought, I'm up. I think I'm up for this.
small little chamber, single coil, S-shaped coil, loads of air options, all quite restricted. Even at the loosest, it'll be quite restricted. They've always been really good. In my opinion, they've always been really good. Their wicking is second to none. You can't get it wrong. It's impossible to get it wrong.
Never owned one, really.
You can.
I get borrowed one.
You sort of fill a hole with cotton. You put your wick out, and then it goes in this spot, and it just sits there. So before you've even put juice on it or anything, you can literally visually see if it will work or not. Because if you've left any gap, it won't work. So as long as you pack it correct, enough, it'll always wick, and it wicks immensely fast all the time.
I think I like it.
So that's what I've always liked about them. Not mad crazy about the style. I would instantly put my own drip tip on it.
Drip tip's terrible. The drip tip's very of an age that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, and I don't even know if that's the official drip tip or anything. And then not super buzzing with that little styling at the top of the tank, the V of holes. But I don't hate it.
I don't hate that. That pulled my eye.
It.
That's what made me think Hurricane. To be fair, I know it's not, but you know what I mean. I just thought, that's very Phoenix.
On the V2, they used that kind of the other way around. It was coming from the bottom. They have to make it look like something, don't they? So I think this will probably be bloody good, and I remain a big fan of them. But I don't know any of the details. I don't even know if it's officially the 1.4. That's my understanding. But and if you go to their Facebook, they've got some internal shots I forgot to get.
No!
But it's what you expect. The deck is exactly what you expect, which is why they're calling it 1.4 rather than a V3 or anything like that.
I like it. Yeah. I like it. Sorry for all the noise.
No, it's okay. I think yes, quite like that. Yeah, yes, Stuart. The drip tip is not to our taste.
It's 2016-y, isn't it? Very much.
Yeah. I remember buying one and then putting it on something and going, oh.
Yeah, I did that. I remember I bought one from...
Because I liked the idea of glass.
I can't remember who used to make tips. Yeah, I had glass under the collar and went, yeah, no. Somebody said, what if it breaks? I went, my whole thing was, but it looks a cunt.
Yeah. So this is new. We single-handedly rebirthed IPV, I think. That mentioned 6 months ago of IPV. What happened to IPV? This is their third product since we said that.
I don't mind that. That's a real pub mod as well.
There's the IPV U710. And what's going on here, my understanding, the big bit that's sticking out is basically the battery cap, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Like a Picot.
Yeah.
So I reckon it's a 21700 based on dimensions. So, yeah. I mean, it's got a...
Maybe it'll do both. Screen. Maybe it's got two caps.
Well, they could easily achieve that, yeah.
Oh.
I guess. Although it wouldn't...
I like... Scotty Dogfoot's nailed that. He's put it's good and bad at the same time.
Yeah.
It is exactly that.
It's not stunning, but it'll be very practical and it'll be affordable as well.
That is a... You can beat the shit out of this and it will be fine.
And it won't be too big, and it'll do what it's supposed to do. And the Picot style always had legs. It was always a smart idea. Yeah. Because there is always that redundant space next to the tank, isn't
there? Yeah, you're just putting nothing there for the point of
it. So I don't mind that at all. And it's nice to see IPV back. Their big thing used to be that they had the Yee boards, and they don't now. I guess.
And the
Although
price.
This does say it is a Yahoo board.
This was the thing though as well, wasn't it? Is that they were one of the people who changed the price of mods basically for everybody really and brought them down. I remember when the first one came out and it was the beta that everybody had, the IPV.
So it's the Yahoo SX710 board. So it does have a proper Yahoo board in it as well. So proper board, yet affordable. That's why we used to like IPV. They seem to be really back, which is nice.
Yeah, I like it. And they've got the buttons in the right place because you could have put them and put them near the screen, but they didn't. They put them on the side. I like it. That's where I like my buttons, on the side.
Next one is from Anakin. We'll always show an Anakin when a new Anakin comes along. You know, they're one of the really old brands. Aren't
they? And they stop people smoking.
Yeah, and this is their latest thing. This is the Chroma 217 with a new sub-tank on top.
Right.
So I liked this mod. I had the Chroma R, and it was an 18650, but I loved the shape and style and sort of classic look. Anakin's boards are really good now as well. That's another thing that used to be a problem.
Yeah.
And
I don't like. I think I wish they'd used a different one for the press shot.
Yeah. At the tank. I mean, yeah.
It's very what everyone's doing.
If you use your mind's eye to just stick a K-phone on top instead.
Yeah. Or change everything that's blue-ish to black. It's not that bad. It's just
there is. Yeah, as always, there is normal, sensibly.
Ones I think if they'd have gone sensible, like brushed steel or something, I think I could be more on board with how that looks. I don't know why they did that with the overhang on the bubble tank as well, though. You know, I'm sure they do another tank. I'd have done that.
Yeah, well, that tank, that bubble won't be available in the UK version anyway.
No.
It's a cloudier tank. I think it's sort of a 40 to 70 type of jobby.
Yeah, Rufus Kane, Bugby tank mod ain't bad there. Yeah, think I'm about there with you.
Yeah, the mod's all right. The fire button is the top of the screen.
Oh, okay.
You press against that, and it well, on the previous version of the Chroma it worked. 217, I'm guessing it must be, and it's 100 watts, so it must be 21700.
Yeah, it's got to be.
That's going to be the exact same mod I have, or I should say, that's in my wife's handbag.
ESV's got this under test at the moment.
Yeah, so there you go. So it's out there. It's out there. The reviews have got it, and it'll be a solid thing. If you were waiting for a relatively smart 21700 regulated, that'll be all right, you know. At the tank, you just throw it away when your two coils are gone. So that's what you do with sub-tanks, isn't it?
Perfect. That's what I do.
Yeah. And then this, speaking of the Picot, this is actually the Picot. Who told us to show this off? This is all the colours. Can you see it?
Not yet. It's on its way.
It's incredibly sort of Art Deco. Let me see if I can find who told us to show this.
I see.
Yeah. See it? It was David Childs that told us to show this. This is the new iStick Picot LE in all its glory. And it really is just a Picot, isn't it? A sexy little Picot. A bit mad looking, actually.
Yeah. I don't like leather or leatherette, so I'd be out. It looks like a shit wallet, but it'll have its audience.
The black one,
it's fine, but I don't like leather. I don't like that horror. It just feels naff.
Yeah, I think they could have done a smarter job with it, the leather as well. The tank is one of these pod tank things. That's not a must-have. You can just put a normal tank on. It's a 510 underneath the base.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
PSV, by the way, said that the tank on the Anakin is a good tank with new coils.
Yeah, no, it is a brand new sub-tank, but
on the Anakin.
Yes. So yeah, I think Picot fans, they might have worn out their Picot and we're waiting for the next one, and that's what it's going to be like. I could live with the white and black one.
Could you? I don't think I could live with that.
But not if I was, not to impress people. I just think, I don't know. That's the new Picot. We're
fine.
Picot.
We're fine with it.
Picot.
It'll have its audience. I just don't get. I never ever had a leathery mod. I just don't like it. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's fine. And then from Mark Todd, Mark Todd's
Oh,
Insta, always a gold mine. Don't forget to follow him on there, and obviously his brilliant YouTube channel. He's shown this off this week. This is
saw a clip just briefly. It looked like a dictaphone.
It's yes, it does. It's the Hussar BXR.
This is their mod.
Yes.
Oh.
And if I'm correct me if I'm wrong in chat, but I'm assuming this is basically a thingy, innit? A borrowy
billet jobby. Yeah, it did look like a dictaphone.
By a very established high-end brand.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yes, I can. Yeah. I've got it.
What do you think? I think it's pretty smart.
Yeah, I think it'd take me a minute to get used to the style. I don't like the drip tip at all. But yeah, it does remind me of a dictaphone.
That'll be optional.
Yeah, obviously. It's because it's different, but I like different as well.
I wonder where the buttons are.
I assume on that other side. Oh, it could be on the flat side. I don't know. I don't know. Air intake on this side. Oh, on both sides as well. It's got a dual air intake, one on this side, one on the off side.
Yeah. Which was something we were talking about when we were talking about Tony B's Vandy Vape one.
Yeah.
At least try and move the airflow a bit.
Yeah, just move it from where it was. Because, yeah, indirect airflow, obviously you're going to get more air. Yeah, borrow, Andy says. Yeah.
Yeah, borrow device. I think it's smart. I think it looks smart. I like the look of it.
It's kept simple, which is good.
And it's clearly the same dimensions as you would expect from a billet box and all that sort of stuff. And it'll be... They're a very well-liked company, aren't they? So
they are. You're going to keep the crowd entertained because I just remember I haven't taken my second lot of pills. I was like, this really hurts. I'm going to be back in 2 seconds. I'm even going to stop the camera so that you don't have to see me dismount.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. What does everyone think in chat of this? The Hussar BXR. Be interested to see what people think. I think it's classy looking. I think it's smart. It's kind of, it's not overly stylized and overly sexy. It's kind of machiney and professional, smart looking. I think it looks quite dapper. And yeah, I don't know what borrows it takes or anything like that. Obviously, stay tuned to Mark Todd. I don't know if he's put out a video or anything on that. Yeah, I think it's smart. I think it's smart. And like we were talking about with the previous one, they haven't just got a billet box and just copied it, effectively copied it. You know, they've put the airflow in the place they want, they've put the screen where they want, they've put the buttons where they want. We don't even know where they've put the buttons. So I like that they've done that. Yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. Pretty cool. So that's that. What should we talk about now? I don't know how much it costs, John. I don't know. It won't be cheap. I mean, their tanks are like 120, aren't they? Sorry, they're RDOs. No. There we go. Ooh, apparently there's a white Delrin version. That sounds good. No video from Mark Todd. Yeah, he'll still be testing it. It's very thorough. Very thorough. Boxing news. Tyson Fury's been ordered to fight Dillian White for the WBC to defend his belt as the mandatory. It's funny how it works, isn't it? Because that's an incredibly easy fight for Tyson Fury. Dillian White's an excellent fighter, but styles make fights, and Dillian White's going to struggle to get anywhere near Tyson Fury, unfortunately, because if Tyson goes back to his pure boxing style, it's not got a cat in hell's chance, unfortunately. I like Dillian White, but you know, I'd give Dillian White a great chance against any other heavyweight, but not Tyson Fury, just because of the style. Khan v Brook has been announced. as well. If it happens, it'd be an interesting fight because they're both over the hill.
Hold on, I'll get back.
We're just doing boxing.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Did you see Amir Khan and Kell Brook has been announced?
That'd be funny as fuck.
It's funny because they're both. It's in the past. It wasn't a 50-50 fight. You know, when the fight should have happened, it wasn't a 50. Now it probably is because they're both over the hill. They're both very flawed, aren't they? Kell Brook, he's gonna struggle to make that weight, and so that's gonna take a lot out of him. And it looked in his last fight like his punch resistance has gone. And Amir Khan can still punch, but he never had any punch resistance.
No.
So they could both knock each other out like
his
Rocky.
defense is shit as well.
They could knock each other out at the same time like Rocky.
Amir Khan always had that thing where he kind of tried to box like Prince Azim, but just could never get the angles, and he always drops his hands. And it's like, to be fair, I have to admit, I watched the clip where he got knocked the fuck out so many times because everybody who likes boxing was just waiting for it. Because we were all bored and just wanted someone to just go, the second he drops his hands, knock him the fuck out. And he goes out and he's like, yep, that'll do.
It is 8 years too late in some ways, but as a result of it being late, it's actually more intriguing. It's not easy to actually know who's going to win that now because they're both completely done.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nothing to lose. Yeah, the Tommy Fury fight's cancelled as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a funny one. I mean, injuries happen, don't they? We can't just, I think it's way too cynical to assume anything untoward. They have to fight in preparation for the fight, and things happen in fights, You can't. Every time a boxer pulls out, we can't accuse them of.
Yeah, I do.
That and the other.
Stuart has said I want to see Jake Paul knock the fuck out, which I have to admit I do too.
Yes, yeah, I'm sure. I think that's the whole thing, isn't it, with him? That's the entire.
What's his name? Rufus Kaynes just said Canelo knocking out Khan was savage. It was.
That was ridiculous. That was the most ridiculous fight ever. The weight difference on the night of the fight was like 35 pounds.
Jesus Christ.
It was a 147 pounder. Amir Khan is a 147 pound fighter against Canelo. Canelo's next fight is at cruiserweight.
Wow.
Which is the one below heavyweight.
Oh, was it really? Oh, yeah, of course.
So his next fight is what's cruiserweight? 200 pounds. So what's that? 14 stone. So it was like 10.5 stone versus 14 stone.
Yeah, fuck that.
And Canelo's really good as well. So it's not like it was a. So that was mad. That was madness. That was a bit of a money thing, wasn't it? Yes,
I like boxing though, and I can't. I've enjoyed watching the boxing come back.
Yeah, it's absolutely buzzing now, isn't it? Yep. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens all on that. What are we going to talk about now, John?
Oh, I'll give you a Christmas John and Ori if you like.
Yeah, give me a Christmas John and Ori.
I did do it.
Up the next thing.
Okay, the Christmas John and Ori story was this about. I'm going to say about 13 years ago. 'Twas Christmas Eve. And my mum was coming to see us the next day, and I hadn't bought my mum a Christmas present because I'm not very good at that, and I'm only in charge of a few presents, and I'm very bad at finding them. And I'd done all the usual. I'd run out of stuff. With your mums, there's a cycle, isn't there? You go, because you've got Mother's Day, birthday, and everything. So you go your flowers, you do your perfumes. You do your gift voucher, right? And then we kind of go round and round. Take your flowers, you're good. And I was like, shit, I'm sort of out. I can't do that this time.
Yeah.
I'm fucked. I think she'd also been ill that year, so there'd been some extra flowers in the middle. For fuck's sake. So in desperation, I thought, what can I do? If I spend too much money on it, and it's a bit shit, then at least I've spent too much money on it.
Yeah.
So I went.
You either got to put a lot of effort in or a lot of money in.
That's it. So I went in to a jeweller's, and they had got a rope effect gold chain with matching bracelet, and I thought, I'll have it. She might think that I might think she'd like that, but I'm finished. Then I've done it. So I got the old money out, paid it. Christmas Day, I presented my mum with that thing. Didn't know what she was going to do, but she kind of went, "Oh, lovely. Oh, beautiful, beautiful." She put it on. She put the bracelet on, put the next. And I thought, whew, got away with it. It looks awful. Like, it looks awful off my mum, but it looks even worse on my mum, who's a sort of 70-year-old Wiganish lady, short hair, big glasses, and now she's got a rope effect gold necklace and matching bracelet. And every single fucking Christmas when we go round, she's got it on. Because
she doesn't wear it normally.
Never. She never wears that, ever. She puts it on because she wants to make sure that I know that she loves it.
Well, mission accomplished then.
No, because every time I walk in, I just feel awful. I feel like the worst person in the world. I did
Tell
that.
her.
She probably even has to say to my stepdad before I get there, "Oh, God, I better put on that horrible necklace and bracelet."
Tell her.
It's coming. No. We put up a picture once because she bought us this horrible picture. We don't put it up. But when she was coming around, I put it on the wall. They took it off when she left. Like, who cares? It's by someone from up your way. No, it's Lancashire. Who's the one who did the Matchstick Man and Matchstick? Lowry.
Oh no,
Lowry. I once said, you know, if you accidentally say something within hearing of somebody, I said, "Oh, I quite like Lowry. I actually don't like the Stickmen thing. He did a picture called The Funeral, which is quite good. But my mum then bought me Lowry cards, Lowry everything, and she framed a card she bought. Saw this card in the shop and I thought, I know, like that. My little sunshine. So it framed.
Yeah.
Been dreadful. It's like if you're a woman and you say, "Oh, I quite like pigs," and then everything they ever get them for Christmas is a pig thing.
The two spheres. This is quite highbrow, isn't it? Now we're talking about art.
Yeah.
There's two spheres of art: are Pollock and Lowry, aren't they? Don't you think? Because Lowry's painting.
Oh, it's
literal
exact
things,
what it
isn't
is.
Yeah,
But it's not. No.
Like, there's the schoolyard one, isn't there?
No. Because he is painting
his nose. One kid.
He is painting the emotion. Because the architect is quite well done.
And then Jackson Pollock is just like abstract.
Yeah, but they are quite abstract as well. He's not painting it as it was, Lowry. You've got like. He was a wanker as well, which doesn't help. I was thinking, you know, when you find out, I do think it ruins it. Can you get over it? You know, when you say you have to judge the art.
Can I get over it?
Not the art.
I'll tell you after the show what I've been watching on telly,
Right.
and you'll see. I can get over.
There's people like some people I can't. When I find out what they did, I'm like, no, can't get over that.
Oh, you're gonna hate what I'm watching. I'll tell you after the show. Right. The Facebook group. Let's just have a quick catch. What's been going on our brilliant Facebook group? We've had a couple of high-profile birthdays. James Blythe.
Today.
Yes, it's his birthday. Happy birthday, James, former host.
I wrote him a song that I didn't put up.
Well, he wrote a critique of the show.
Oh, okay, good.
Did you see that?
I did, yeah, but I couldn't give it a critique. But yes.
He said it's been a wee while. It's very much food-based in here, I see.
Oh yeah.
Does John cook on the show?
I do remember.
That'd be pretty good, actually. Better than the news, I reckon. A lot of people don't like the news. Yeah, but he really wanted to know something about an AIO or something. It's happy birthday to him, and Russell's birthday, was it?
Yeah, it was Russell's yesterday.
Many happy returns. The big sort of... Oh, and we cannot not say, also this week on the group, Paul dropped off.
Oh, the
dropped
gift!
off the stuff.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I still haven't done the shopping because they haven't got back to me. So I've got to talk to them about the shopping. I'm only going to give them one more chance. And then
just buy stuff.
No, but I'll just give it to another food bank. It's fine. It's all right.
Okay,
I'll find another food bank. I'm really looking forward to this Life and Death. I've not had one in a week. So,
but yes. So that's the thing.
Yeah, it was. Do you know what? Paul said, like, this is his, like, he said in that video as well, this is kind of his moment when he's dropped the gifts off. And he really deserved it as well. I think he
must
did.
Know him by now.
Well, the mad bastard who turns up with decent presents. There can't be many people who turn up with decent presents.
That's what I mean. They must be aware of his activities by now.
I was speaking to a friend of mine who actually does a sort of similar gift thing in the Isle of Wight. and they said they cannot get teenage gifts for anything. They never get teenage gifts, and they really struggle. And they get loads of really, really childy toys and cuddly toys and stuff like that. And they've never got anything for kids. And when I was talking to her, she said, because it was Paul's idea always to concentrate on the teenagers, and they must be chuffed a bit. Can you imagine if someone walks in with like 5 Amazon pads and fucking game system? You'd be over the moon. I'm not really up to that Nintendo game thing he got this year. Could you imagine fucking getting that? You'd be, if somebody went, "Oh, the Salvation Army have got you a gift because we're really struggling at the moment. I hope you don't mind," because you're a bit too cool for Santa and all that. And you go, "Yeah, I suppose." You'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
That's mental.
The big poll this week on the group was worst Christmas present you've received, but relative to the build-up.
So many people didn't get it. Lynx doesn't count.
No. Unless it was wrapped really extravagantly.
No, yeah, there was a couple.
So you were looking at this present under the tree
a couple of people explained it, and I was okay with it, but I was not. All right, Lynx doesn't count. No one's excited by it.
I'll tell you what the winner was, though, and this is legit. Mr. Frosty.
I put it there. It was my suggestion.
No, but that is legit.
That is. You think it's going to be great?
It looks cool. The adverts were good. The idea of having a couple of these was good, and then the novelty must have instantly.
Did you ever have one?
A neighbour had one.
It was awful because this is like before ice machines, so you had to kind of wait for the ice cubes to and then
just the biggest anticlimax.
It was such a cock. It's basically a snow cone.
Do you know what it instantly reminded me of as well on a similar note? A Soda Stream.
Oh yeah, no, I'll give you that.
They were a flash in the pan.
Yeah,
like not a terrible idea in a way, but like, no, fuck that for effort, And actually, I'd just have a can of Coke. Yeah, so that sort of reminded me of that. What was the other? There was the Evil Knievel toy got a few votes as well. That was before my time, but I am aware.
It was mine too. I added that because I'm aware of it too, but I did know it had a fault, which was it wouldn't stay upright to go over the jumps. So it was kind of like funny because you would be really going, "I'm gonna fucking jump a bus," and you never were.
Space Hopper. Once you've had a few bounces, I mean, it's not a lot. It's not like a scooter, is it, where you can learn tricks and stuff?
Yeah, I think that was Mick Blizzard's idea, and I agree. Yeah, Space Hopper looks like it's going to be great fun. And the other thing is, it's fucking December. That is not as going to get unfun quick if you're outside. Like, "Yeah, I'm going to go outside in my space." Well, off you go, kid. Have a great time, and then you'll be back 3 minutes later.
Yeah, I always thought a bike should be a birthday thing, not a Christmas thing.
Yeah, I had a
time to have a fucking bike.
My dad put my bike together on Christmas Eve, and me and my little brother got the same bike because he's taller than me, so we had exactly the same bike. And we were cycling along, enjoying our bikes on Christmas Day, and my pedal came off because my dad had put it on, and he's a bit lackluster when it comes to being asked to do stuff.
Can happen.
And I dropped onto the crossbar nuts first, and then I went to manoeuvre the bike off the road. I turned the handles, he hadn't done that up properly either, so I was sort of using it like a boat tiller backwards, and then the bike flipped over and landed on the floor. And I remember just when he came to pick us up in the car, my brother went to a telephone box to say, "Oh, John's had a fall over." My dad came to get us, and when I got in the car, he was like, "Oh, what happened?" And I was like, "What happened is you're a prick. That's what happened, you fucking lazy prick."
Yeah, he'll have been annoyed, but then realised it's his fault.
Yeah, it was fucking his fault.
I quite like the illustrated Bible. It's quite like just the imagery of receiving that on Christmas Day. And the other one, electronic battleships. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I can imagine people actually thinking that would be a thing.
I think that would be. I would have a game of electronic battleships.
Yeah, I've had a. Have you not had a go?
I've played real battleships, the actual game.
Oh, it's like game. It's exactly like that. There is no difference.
Yeah.
It just goes.
Except you can play it on your own.
I think you could put it in one player mode, but you still had to move the bits on the other. It was shit, and the added annoyance of the mono sound. So it's
Yeah,
like,
the sounds are
"Boo!"
annoying. Because really, in when you convert into a computer game, it's literally just yes, no, yes, no.
Yeah.
So I can't even get
So
that.
it was
I
like,
can't see what you mean. And then this one didn't get a lot of traction, but a Furby.
yeah. Someone
I've got to
suggested it.
say,
I bought one for an ex-girlfriend. They were really annoying.
yeah, but the whole cuddly toy thing, they just serve no purpose, do they?
But they thought it was going to talk back to them, and it was going to learn.
Yeah, I get that electronic aspect, but this idea that kids even up to age like 6, 7 still happily would have a cuddly toy, but then instantly do nothing with it ever because it doesn't do anything. Shit present, but kids will still want one, but don't give them one anyway because it's shit.
Well, our friend's daughter Gillian, she had an obsession with the rabbit. She always was.
Cool. That's cool, but I bet she also had another 20 cuddly toys that never.
Yeah, she never touched them.
Do you know what I mean? Wow. So that's a waste of 20 gifts. Isn't it?
Just the rabbit. They lost it once. Had to import another one.
Yeah.
Because she went so fucking mental about it.
So that terrifying hair-raising moment where you decide to put it in the washing machine and you've got to wait the whole time making sure it's going to be all right.
Yeah, that's what they ended up with 2 because they found the other one and they just swapped it in and out. When it got like festering, they just swapped it. She doesn't know there's 2. Oh, well, she's 14 now. It's probably quite aware. I mean, she's still hanging around with that rabbit. She ain't got any friends.
Yeah. My one cuddly toy that I actually was asked about as a kid was one of those very early versions of an Andrex puppy.
Ah, okay.
Sort of cuddly toy, and I named it Andy because that was the name of the dog that my grandparents I just put down that I really liked. So it was sort of a bit of a morbid thing, in a way. Later found out that they had to put the dog down because it had started pinning them up against the wall and things like that.
Oh, right. Okay.
So my grief was probably quite annoying to them.
I had 2. I had. Oh,
I can't remember what breed of dog that is. There's a certain type of breed of dog that happens to, isn't there?
Yeah. I had 2. Well, I'm going to say. So I had a Womble, had an Orinoco that wasn't child safe in any way because both its eyes came off. I probably swallowed them. And I used to suck Orinoco's nose constantly. Don't know why. So I had Orinoco. Then I had a koala bear. But at my mum's, there's a bear with a little red hat on, but the hat isn't red. It's got this weird white streak on it. And my mum came out of her bedroom with it because somebody bought it for her and it's by her jewellery. And she said, "Oh, Shelley, look at this." And she went, "Oh, that's a nice little bear." And she went, "No, look at the top of see that hat there where it's white at the top?" And she went, "That's because John used to just pick it up and suck the end of it." I'm like, "Why, you weirdo? Why are you telling her that? You're like I didn't eat the bell, you twat." Yeah. Yeah, I do become obsessed, but I left everything. As you say, it is pointless. I did get a Mr. Frosty for Christmas and didn't use it. And I also added World's Smallest Radio was mine. I used to get obsessed with things. I asked for the world's smallest radio. When I got it...
How big was it?
About that.
Right.
And it took a lithium button battery.
All right.
The battery at the time was about £7.
Yeah.
And once I'd used up the battery listening to it for like a day and a half, that was it. Because I couldn't afford £7 for another battery, so it didn't really make any difference.
Been watching anything on the old telly box?
We're still Marplin and we're DCI Banks as well. Still watching.
DCI Banks, which one's that?
ITV.
Is that the spin-off to Taggart?
No. It was written by Peter Robinson, I think. I think it's written by. It's that thrillery thing. Quite like it. We've been kicking off with the Christmas movies as well. We did.
Oh yeah.
We did.
Do you know there's a new Home Alone?
No.
There is. There's a new Home Alone. It's on Disney.
I might get that then. We watched the Stephen Merchant Click and Collect.
Oh yeah, have you not seen that before?
Yeah, but it still works. You know those films that age really quickly.
It was good. Yeah.
It just works. It's just good.
Yeah.
You kind of little, like, they do a couple of really snidey little jokes, which is really funny. You know, like the guy you think that is actually going to be Magical Santa. This is the tramp that lives at the.
Yeah. I liked
So-
it. I liked it.
I
when
thought it was
came
great.
out. I thought it was great.
Mm.
I watched a film.
Oh,
It's not a new film.
go for it.
The Accountant.
I heard of it. Is
Ben
that
Affleck.
Ben Affleck? Yeah, I've never seen.
He's
He,
sort of severely autistic.
right.
A severely autistic kid who is very good at maths, doing the whole thing, and so he becomes an accountant, but he's also sort of a trained killer.
Yeah.
So he sort of combines those two things in his mad autistic world.
Isn't it a bit? It's a bit Born Identity-ish, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit like it's got a bit of Born in it. It's got a bit of Taken in it.
Yeah.
But I actually think they did the autism thing quite well. It could have been so cartoony autism, couldn't it? It could have been, cliche or But actually, I think he. Sort of,
It's true though. You're watching something, you go, "Oh, not that. Don't do that."
Yeah, or just go like the Rain Man route with it, or But I think they actually did it quite well. It's quite intriguing. Film, I quite liked it. It's not new, but it was on Netflix.
Yeah, I don't mind the account. It's fine. I've watched a few.
It was one of them where when you're flipping through and you sort of have to look to your partner and go, "Have we watched this?"
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we've watched this, and then you sort of realise you haven't.
Yeah, have we watched it? Well, yeah, never commit, because you might have watched it with somebody else. If it's that old, you don't know if you've done it.
Oh, we're not bothered.
It's only if you say something like, "You didn't like it the first time."
My wife worked in a cinema, so
Oh, she's cinema.
in her youth, so she's seen lots of stuff. Yeah, if anyone wants to let us know in chat what they've been watching.
What have you been watching? Especially series-wise. I'm always really interested in what people are watching series-wise. I still haven't watched The Beatles.
No, I've got half an hour left.
Oh, I haven't even started. I watched
They're on the roof as we speak.
Oh, but I'll let it be. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm just trying to see. We had Love Actually the other week, because that's a yearly tradition. I really wasn't in the mood for it, and so I didn't watch it. I was there, but I wasn't present.
I don't think I could watch it again. I like it. I think it's good, but I don't think I could watch it again.
Yeah, my wife makes me watch it every year.
My wife's going to make me watch Spiral tomorrow.
I've seen it. Why does
Oh.
are you a horror or not? It's the new
No.
Saw. Yeah, it's Saw.
Yeah.
Basically. But it's got Chris Rock in it, hasn't it?
Yep.
It's fine.
I'll watch it, but yes, I wouldn't watch it.
Lost in Space from Gareth Martin, the one with Joey from Friends in it.
Oh yeah.
Hawkeye, Game of
I've,
Thrones.
I've been watching Hawkeye.
I've not seen that.
There's it's a very generic superhero thing, so it wouldn't be your cup of tea. So you'd have to sort of be into that sort of thing. But I will say that there's one quite nice angle in it, because he's playing his age in it. So he's Hawkeye turning sort of 50.
Oh, okay.
Because that's so it's got that element to it, and he's become incredibly hard of hearing in one ear. Which is sort of a really sort of because
I could be a superhero who can't sit down comfortably. Like, oh yeah, he's really clever. Take a seat. I'd rather not ask Dan.
But he literally, there's bits in it where he gets up and then moves to the other side so he can hear what they're on about, and has trouble with his hearing aid and stuff. I quite like that angle. Oh, there's a great line in it as well where a lady asks him what happened to his ear. What's I didn't know you had a bad ear sort of thing. Celebrity Hawkeye man, and he's like, what happened? And then it shows him sort of having a flashback of all these ridiculous things like getting hit by a spaceship.
Oh, right,
battling a god and all these explosions things. And he sort of goes, sort of hard to pin down exactly when, but all these things that have happened to him. So I quite liked that. Yes, we're sort of still getting into it, but it's generic superhero muck. If you're into that, you're into that. If you're not, you're not.
Apex Predators watching the new Dexter and the Yellow Jackets. I don't know what Yellow Jackets is.
No.
Bob Clark's watching The Expanse. Mark Hawes' Invasion on Apple TV. Stuart Drummond's got you a review for Spiral. The new Saw is terrible, as is Chris Rock's acting.
Oh dear.
Andy Fairchild. I think I've seen Spiral. I thought it matched up to as bad as the end of Saw. Andy Fairchild working through the.
What my partner likes though with the Saw is the intricate.
Me too. I like it. I can
story,
see through the
twisty
gore because I don't care about the gore. So
yeah, all the acting really.
yeah, my wife hates gore, so she can't watch it. We went on the Saw ride at Thorpe Park, and she got scared in the queue and had to get out off. But I once, there's times in your life where you've got the timing perfect. We were at home in bed watching something on the telly. Lights were on for some reason, and we had a power cut. And it went power cut. Just went, all the power went out, and I went, "Let the games begin." And she didn't talk to me for ages. But I was there going, "Yeah, oh yeah, it's perfect." She's really.
That is good. Dion's watching Universe with Brian Cox. Now,
I can't stand Brian Cox. I really like what he says, but I can't stand him.
I like him, and I like universe-based stuff. However, I can't watch it anymore because two of the guys at work, where I work, did sort of astrophysics degrees as before converting to computer science, etc. And they talk about this stuff, but also they talk about how he basically leaves it at a secondary school level.
Okay.
So if he doesn't push into the sort of higher echelons of the thing because he's doing it for the audience, the mainstream audience. But now that's in my head. I'm going, this is amazing, this is brilliant. But then I've got in my head going, you're basically just doing it at high school level. You're an idiot for finding this amazing. And so now I feel like an idiot watching it, so I can't watch it.
I like his explanation of quantum physics has been brilliant. Like they've been and the analogies he's used has been fantastic. We did skip Andy Fairchild's watching The Chef, which I've not seen that. Pippi Longstocking's Christmas from Johan. We read Pippi Longstockings at school. The Cinema HD app. I'm with you, Mark. I know. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. The Boys is awesome.
Can you get that on a Fire Stick?
Yeah.
Ooh. Without hacking and cracking.
You just need to download the.
Mind you, I've got all these services anyway.
Nick the APK and then
Yeah,
one of them. Stuart says Saw 1 and 2 are the good ones. I do agree with that.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's true.
It's
but,
the trick.
If you're bought into it, if you're invested,
yeah,
you'll probably watch it anyway.
I'm not. I watched like the. Oh fuck me. What's the one with the plane crash? Final Destination.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like the intricacies of how they're going to get everyone dead. I know it's shit, but I'm all right with it.
Yeah, well, the first one I ever saw of that was the worst one. I saw the 3D one.
Oh, yeah, the last one. Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Appalling, and so I was off that.
The Boys, I've not seen that. Last season of The Expanse is Ian Thomas. Yeah, I really like finding something new to watch. We were quite enjoying Marple normally. Now we've started taking the piss out of Marple as it happens. It's become way funnier. And the first Marple died, and the second Marple looks like the sloth from Ice Age's Nan. Her eyes are about 3 inches apart. It's mental. They're like here, and every so often I'll just hear a giggle. And I'll go, "You're right," and she'll go, "It's the eyes again." There's a piece of wire between her two glasses lenses that's like 2 inches long. It's fucking mental. Yeah.
Oh no, I wouldn't be able to keep watching at that point.
Yeah, we can't. We do find that quite funny. The casting. They've got everyone you've ever seen in any British movie ever is in Marple.
I did have. Oh, okay. Right. Okay, I'm just checking. We did an official thing on the group to say if there's anything specific you want us to talk about tonight.
Okay. Cool.
So as always, we got brilliant suggestions.
Oh yeah, I was expecting.
Very well thought out. Mike Davis suggests we could discuss the finer points of double denim, fingering holes, and drinking pissy lager. We talked about pissy lager earlier.
Fingering holes. Oh,
I am squonking.
I'm not
switched
squonking.
back to regulated. I'm too lazy at the moment to deal with mech squonking. Just the additional thought required.
I get that.
With mech I want to know. I want to be told when to change the battery. I want to have it at an exact wattage, and I don't want to have to worry about a short or anything like that. So that's fingering holes, double denim. I don't mind a bit of double denim.
I don't own a denim jacket. I haven't since 1992. So I don't know.
The trick with double denim is to not have the same shade of denim.
Well, I've got an issue where I've got a really long body.
A dark denim jacket.
Oh, this is a perfect example. So whenever you see me wearing this grey hoodie, you will notice that I always pull the sleeves up because they finish there. Because I've got a really long body and ridiculously long arms.
What's that got to do with double denim?
Oh, because
are you saying you'd look like a new romantic if you?
I'd look fucking insane.
Like a shoegazer or something.
I'd look like I'd had a go on that fairground ride from Big, and and I'd just gone, fuck it, I'll keep the same clothes on.
We were told to talk about the Picot. We have
done.
That was Childsy. Mix told us not to talk about Christmas. I don't think we've over Christmased it.
I don't like Christmas mix. So with you.
Yeah, I think we've honoured that in a way.
Yeah.
Although Christmas special, 22nd of December, might want to tune out.
That's true. We might even get just smashed because I don't really give a shit. So might just get pissed up.
22nd of December is the new Ohm Show Christmas special. So
yeah, we've already confirmed. We've already confirmed one special guest. We're going to try and confirm as many as possible. We're not going to be here next week, so that we can get ready and get our livers ready for the 22nd, so that we're ready to give you the Christmas special you deserve.
Right, Susan wanted us to talk about this. How these caps, you can never actually. I'll use our exact words. Can we talk about how nobody makes this bit fingernail friendly? You know the battery cap
if
thing.
You've got fingernails, yeah, you can't get them out.
Right, I've actually come up with an invention for this, and it's really good. And if any vape company,
there is already an invention.
No, I've come up with this is better.
Okay,
I've come up with an idea, right? When she posted this. For a way round, a solution for this, right? Okay, so
I'm going to show you the invention that's already been invented as soon as you've finished it.
Okay, cool. So you have on this a device that needs these battery caps. It comes with a 510 drip tip base with a special strong, maybe even unique shape drip tip that can go in this base. And that forms a key that you can take the drip tip off and put in the battery cap and use
You've actually beaten what I would say. Yeah, that's pretty good.
To use it to turn the battery. How fucking good is that?
That is good. Let me just show you what's on the mix that you might not have noticed that's there. So the mix, and I keep my finger on it, has a gap here.
You put a coin in it.
You just take a coin.
Yeah, so it has been solved in some.
If your fingers didn't fit, but I still think you're right. Even if you just made a hole that was on one side and it was 510, you could do that.
Yeah,
it's better. Yours is a better idea.
It's really good,
because I don't have a coin on me now. I haven't got a coin.
Yeah, but you have your drip tip.
But I have got a drip tip. Yeah, because I've got my mod. You actually won.
Not exactly sure why it's a thing. Like the literal.
Your idea is very EVL. Like that is, if John did that on something, that would be exactly what I think John would do. You know, when he did his movable 510 on the EVL Alien, depending on what you were using it on, you can move the drip tip.
I must say, I've never struggled to get this. This does kind of work anyway.
But if you've got acrylic nails, how you can't get hold of it.
This one is an attempt at the same thing. So this is the Pulse 2, and it almost would be okay because what it's got here is a little flap on the cap.
Yeah, so you can turn it out.
Yeah, the actual problem with this cap is, you see how I didn't even touch that and it went back in. It goes back in before you get a chance to grab it.
Yeah, I
It's
think you've won
incredibly
because the drip
infuriating.
tip's there. I think you've won.
What if you got a goon tip? I don't know.
No. Yeah, fine, but I thought it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Somebody
I like
said
it.
there's 3D printed tools. There is, but you're kind of doing. You've already got the drip tip with you. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Or you could have one of those tools somehow embedded in the door.
That would fuck me off, and I'd lose it because I'm a knob.
Yeah.
Oh, I will say this: I haven't got any or anything, but the Syrian mod is the most droppable mod. I've dropped this fucking thing on every surface you can imagine,
Shiny and thin, yeah.
and it just keeps going. So I will say it does kick the fuck. Oh, news from Just Had Nick. Firstly, we're giving candy canes away with every order. So order, and I'll put candy canes in there. They're only mini because no one wants a big one, do they? The second thing, I'm going to talk to Toby, and I'm going to hurt myself to get you guys the new flavour from Hazetown, the hazelnut version of pistache. So whatever the fuck it's called, can't remember right now. In and out to you by Christmas Day. And I'm even going to do Christmassy labels.
What are you talking about?
Pistache by Hazetown Vapes, which everybody loves. They've got a hazelnut version of that out.
Yes.
I'm going to try and land it and get it out to you by Christmas.
Oh.
As a challenge.
Can you send me some?
Yeah, of course. And I'm going to do special edition Christmassy, probably new Ohm Show label. So just if you get it in the first wave, you'll have the funky different label. I'll get James to do that for us. Yeah. So I like to end my year by nearly killing.
MoMA restock? ?
Yeah, that's coming as well. That's coming out of Massachusetts. Yeah, John's got it's got really crazy in Massachusetts with weed, but luckily I can do that with John. So there will be some MoMA as well before Christmas too, Andy, because it's been crazy. I've had nothing but requests from that. Mark Hall says that John at EVL's got the new EVL tank out with takes the EUC coils that everybody loves, the ceramic coils, and
that's great.
It's Diddy, and he's got it out.
Yeah.
It's very funky. He's just I think he's just finished the prototypes, but I think he's looking for testers at the moment. Yeah, I think that's it.
We're done.
Yeah.
We're done. Thank you very much for joining us. As John said, no show next week.
But we're back for the Christmas special.
Yeah, everyone will be out next week anyway, doing all their Christmassy stuff. But make sure you are back.
I'm going to the Conservative Party Christmas
Cheese and wine.
Cheese and wine. Cheese and wine.
Cheese and wine business meeting.
Cheese and wine business meeting.
We were asked to talk about that, but we kind of already have several times in a way.
Yeah.
So that's all good. Right. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.